Attention, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Congressman Ryan Zinke, Congressman Ryan Zinke from Montana. Ryan, if you're a fifth-generation Montanan, then why isn't Yellowstone completely about you and your family? That's what I want to know.
Well, I'm just like John Dutton, except I don't have a helicopter or a ranch or cattle. Yellowstone, really quickly, I got to know Costner. He's a great guy. It's well-produced, but it's a drama set in Montana. Just like Star Wars is a drama set in space. It's a drama, guys. You can't lie about the scenery. It's a beautiful state, but it's a drama.
Now, how long does it take you to drive from south to north? And somebody was telling me it was a long time, from east to west in the state of Montana.
Relatively speaking, is the same distance crosser as from Washington, D.C. to Chicago. Plus
wow. Wow!
So it's the fourth largest state, but if you're going to go from northwest down to southeast, it's going to take you a while. But about 1 million people. The largest city in Montana is. You ready for this, Big John?
Yes.
145,000 people.
Woo! And how much of a border you have with Canada?
That's the largest city. Yes, but it's a great state. And as you said, my background, I was a SEAL. Fifth generation Montana, and I've served in the Congress before, and then I became secretary, and now I'm back on the front lines. Love the Iran because I'm in foreign affairs. This is my cut, John. Is that the deal wasn't everything we expected. When you look at it, the top three things: no nukes, no nuclear material, no arsenal destruction, and the straits have to be open. So the president, the next 60 days, because we went from, I would say, armed conflict, scaled, intervention, show of force, to a blockade. And now we're in this MOU. I think the next 60 days are going to determine whether the president, which I have confidence in him and his team, I think it's going to come down to how do you inspect and ensure that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon and the nuclear materials are controlled and likely either transferred or they're going to have to be deemed safe, which is the processing.
Congressman Ryan Zinke, got to ask you, though, of course, about this push and pull about whether the Israel-Hezbollah, and they keep calling it Israel and Lebanon. Israel's not at war with Lebanon. It bothers me. This is Israel against Hezbollah, and Hezbollah is the ladies' auxiliary of Iran. I mean, I'm being facetious, but they're really annoying. They want to make this a part of the deal, and Hezbollah is we know about Al-Qaeda and ISIS, but Hezbollah is the old OG terrorist army. They are the biggest terrorist army, the most powerful one over the years. They killed a lot of Americans. How do you keep this separate? I mean, Hezbollah is Iran, and if they're going to be attacking our allies and attacking Americans, which they do as well, how do we keep this separate from this deal? It's not easy.
No, and you're exactly right. The three H's, the Houthis, Hezbollah, and Hamas, all of them are funded in surrogates of Iran. That's not in dispute. Is that you're right on the pillars of no nukes, no nuclear material, no arsenal destruction. It's also Iranian influence. But in our hemisphere as well, I would just remind you that Hezbollah's highest population of Hezbollah was in Venezuela, outside of the Middle East. So let's be clear that it's here as well. But do you separate it? I think. I stand with Israel, but I fight for America. And Israel and the administration are going to have disagreements, as they should. I think the Lebanon, clearly the Lebanese government is not in control. They're fledgling. We would like to have them control. We have Tom Barrack in the Middle East, in Syria and Turkey, and he's outstanding. So we have a good team there. I think the solution set really is Iran. If Iran can, they want to survive. But if we see the Middle East and Iran being checked, the Middle East could actually prosper. And a prosperous Middle East, I can tell you that doesn't have the Iranian influence. It'll be a golden period in the Middle East, and I think their neighbors understand that as well. Where Iran exits this, their currency is worthless, their economy is in ruins, they're in drought, they don't have the first and second echelon, the military is gone. First echelon of leadership is dead. They don't have an air defense. They don't have a navy. So Iran is going to emerge from this, but I think a key element is Iran also understands that the Straits is global power, and we're going to have to make sure there's freedom of navigation on the Straits. And the president looked at that, and I think he understands that's key. Is Iran, right now they don't need a nuke. They just need a couple boats there and throwing off mines, and they can have a global impact on movement of energy.
Congressman Ryan Zinke, we're talking to you, Congressman from Montana, former Secretary of the Interior as well, but certainly a former Navy SEAL. So we're tapping into your expertise on military stuff. Fernando Mateo, you got a question?
Yes, I just wanted our how are you, Congressman Fernando Mateo here? First of all, I just wanted our listening audience to know that you were a Navy SEAL, which Jay
stole your thunder.
Yeah, he stole it right out of my mouth. And we are very proud of you and the service that you've given. But you announced you're not going to seek re-election. Is that still happening?
Yeah, and a couple things.
We need you.
One is that there are 6 SEALs, Navy SEALs, in the House of Representatives and 1 in the Senate. There's 2 special forces. We lost Mike Walsh, but this is not by accident. Now, I'm also chairman of SEAL PAC, and we'll go out and we'll recruit, special forces. We'll recruit American patriots to make sure that they'll continue to fight. For me, years of special forces and SEALs kind of caught up. It's time to kind of go in the yards and get some surgeries. Nothing life-threatening, but just repair. And one thing as a SEAL is you never leave your post unless properly relieved. So I found a great replacement, 2 Bronze Stars. Matter of fact, he was in the radio business, #1 conservative talk show host in Montana. He worked for Conrad Burns, worked for me, Gianforte. He's a great American, and he'll be a super relief. So I'm happy about that. The House, my perspective, not my first rodeo. Right now, nothing gets done unless President Trump is involved.
Well, listen, you're 64 years old. We wish you the very best. I hope you whatever health issues you're going through, that you recover, because we need people like you in America.
So, Congressman, we have to ask you. Listen, we tapped into your expertise in military stuff, but you're still a member of the Republican Party. And we're reeling here in New York City from these results of these primaries last night with these socialists winning. It's rough for us. It's rough for us here in New York to see these people who are so viciously anti-American, so anti-Semitic, so anti-capitalist. And that's the only way to help people out of poverty, by the way. Capitalism is still the best anti-poverty program along with law and order, and they're against both of them. But as a Republican nationally, do you look at this and say, well, this is bad for New York, but could be good for the Republicans nationally, because all we have to do now in the next few elections is say, look at New York and look who they elected. You can't be on their team in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, or Michigan, can you?
But you know what? You can't pull against New York.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm from Montana. New York's New York. We have different tones, but I can tell you, I want New York, just like you, to be the center of America in the heart, because New York has that potential. I think looking at it, what's happening in the Democratic Party? They had candidates that are elder, that haven't done anything, that are corrupt, that are not resonating. And then you have a new group in here that are socialist, communist, far leftists. That you're right, that are stealing opportunity. They're stealing opportunity from New York.